Have you been thinking about bringing on a virtual assistant to your company or your business or to help in your personal life? Then you're going to want to listen to this series as I go over the ultimate guide to bringing on a virtual assistant. I'm answering that question of what tasks can a virtual assistant handle for you? So I'm going to go over some things that maybe you wouldn't think they could do. I'm going to share with you some common tasks that are done by virtual assistants. I'm going to share with you some of the things you maybe shouldn't be delegating, as well as what I delegate. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to be able to get your own list of tasks that you can delegate to a virtual assistant. Just stay tuned and check the notes. So let's get started. There's a lot of times when I talk about having a virtual assistant in a large group, and later I'll start sharing with them the types of things that they are going to be doing for me or have been doing for me, and they're shocked. They're like, "Wow, they can do tech." So, kind of a wrong thinking is virtual assistants are just there for email responses, calendar management, maybe travel. It's so much bigger than that. And specifically, when I talk about this, I'm referring to what my team of virtual assistants has done for their clients, who are mainly speakers, coaches, trainers, business owners, and what my two main VAs have done for me. So it's a total of 13 virtual assistants, all from the Philippines, and the cool things that they get to be doing. So when we think about bringing on a virtual assistant, it's so important to understanding what you can hire for and then what you can be delegating. So that really determines what type of person that you're going to have. You're either going to be hiring a specialist or you're going to be hiring a generalist. For business owners that just want to hire one person, I really recommend you hire a generalist. A specialist would be someone like a web designer, someone who does Facebook ads, SEO, maybe just specifically they do podcasting and help you publish your podcasts. But when we go over to the generalist side, they can do a wide variety of tasks. And when my clients come to me, they say, "Oh, maybe I'll get a VA when I figure out what to delegate." When you come on board with my team, you don't need to figure it out. I help you. I have a lot of activities that help you to get super clear about what to delegate and then how to delegate it really well. But today, I'm going to give you just kind of an idea, an overview of a bunch of tasks that you can delegate, the ones you shouldn't, and some ones that might surprise you. So let's dive in. So some common tasks, as I mentioned, would be things like email management, scheduling, calendar management, and such. These are administrative tasks. And yes, that is what a virtual assistant can do for you, but that's not the limitation. And so I want you to be thinking about all the areas in your business that you could potentially need help with. Do you need help in your marketing department, your HR, your delivery? Your sales, what types of tasks then do you need in each of those areas? So things like in marketing, you would have your social media content creation, then your social media management and scheduling. And so there's a whole bunch, even just in that area, of things that can be done. Then if we look at HR, so maybe it is helping to reach out to people, it is helping of putting together agreements. Maybe we get into sales and it's conversing with clients. It is going through lists of creating lists of cold leads. There are so many things, like that's just two departments of your business or two areas of your business. And we can go even deeper and deeper and deeper and more specific in all these different types of tasks. So I don't want you to just think about these admin tasks. I want you to think of everything. Social media content creation, scheduling, management, video and audio, editing, graphic design, research, newsletters, doing everything in regards to your YouTube, your podcast, your newsletter, CRM management, creating your programs, books, book publishing, like it goes on and on and on and on. And you may think, well, I don't know how to do all of these things. Well, a lot of times your virtual assistant will come with these skills. That's why we hire general virtual assistant. They have a lot of these skills. They're not going to know every single skill on every single platform, meaning they might come to you with experience in a CRM, like using Keep or Infusionsoft, whichever name you want to say it as. Or they might know something like Zoho, but they might not know other platforms. And so you just have to be willing to have them transfer the skills over or share it yourself, or even you're going to be able to have them learn it themselves by going to YouTube, using Google, and using the training videos on the platforms that you have. So be less about, oh, they have to have all these specific knowledge. Really, you're looking for someone who has a wide range of skills with a wide range of platforms and a lot of experience. So then we get into, if we're going to do some more specialized, so a lot of my VAs, they're general virtual assistants, but they come to me with some specialized VA skills. Things like graphic design, project management. In the past, we have had some that had bookkeeping. We have some that do have website design, SEO. But what, again, unless you're going to be hiring multiple people, hire the generalist first, then see what specialists you need. So you might later need someone who will do Facebook ads for you, hire a specialist. You will need some cold calling done. Again, hire a specialist. And in these cases, you're just going to add them in for a short amount of time and pull them out because you have your VA that's going to help you with many things. Now, when we look at what they can do, if you're hiring abroad, as I hire in the Philippines, there are some tasks that you don't want them to be doing. For example, if you want a website, hire someone who does that for a living rather than forcing your virtual assistant to figure it out. Now, our virtual assistants can do updates to websites. We do have one that can build websites, but still, it's probably a better use of your time and your money to go hire a specialist for this. Also, the reason why I say, hire a specialist for cold calling is often because they're being brought on as a generalist, and having them do something like cold calling is out of their specialty. And so you want to have someone, since that's so important, sales calls are so important, everything's important, but you get like one shot with that client or that lead, that you really want to hire someone who has specific skills. And what I find often is the business owners that are hiring someone or want to have their VA also do cold calling aren't giving them proper scripts, aren't giving them proper training. And so you probably, as a solopreneur or a small business owner, you probably want to hire someone who is an expert at this that can like lead the way for you rather than you having to take the lead if you're unfamiliar with kind of that process. So there are many ways that my clients use their virtual assistants. I'll share a little bit of their examples and then I'll share what mine do for me. So we have a lot of our clients are part of what they do, or their main thing that they do is they speak. And so we have virtual assistants who help with the whole process of speaking. Once the client has booked the speaker, or the client has booked our client as the speaker, then the VA steps in to send all of the assets, the headshot, the bio, the social media links, the speaking abstract and title, or whatever it may be that the client is asking for. So they can be the liaison back and forth, making sure that specific emails were sent, that payment was received, all these different pieces around that speaking process. They can also create social media content around, I'm going to speak at this place. So excited to be speaking here. Come see me at this conference where I'm speaking. Then uploading photos from the speaking engagement and the whole piece around that. A lot of times with my speaking engagements, I have one of my virtual assistants. I have two main ones. I have one of them go in and actually go through social media and see who commented on it, who posted about me on stage, who gave photos or videos, And we then pull all of that information and we create a folder on our Google Drive so that we have all of that content there, as well as connecting on LinkedIn with everyone who is in the audience that we know, based on the posts because they're commenting and liking and such. And so the other kind of win that came from this was by posting about you excited about having a speaking engagement, having a speaking engagement, or kind of the throwbacks to, oh, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, whatever it may be. We've had some of our clients get inquiries and get speaking engagements because of having all of this social media proof online, which is really exciting. And every month our clients share their wins with us. And one of the wins was I had someone reach out to me based on my LinkedIn post and I got a speaking engagement. Another thing that's very specific is a lot of our clients are coaches or trainers, facilitators. And so they have often group coaching sessions that are recorded or training sessions that were recorded, but they maybe aren't allowed to just post that online because of confidentiality from the clients. However, the person speaking, there's so much amazing content and coaching that they are giving. And so one of our clients has asked their VA to make reels from the video. So the video you can imagine kind of like on Zoom, it's a horizontal or landscape video. And what they had them do was create reels that were then in like a portrait in vertical rather than horizontal, and cutting that to just what the client was saying and those like golden nuggets. And so taking like a 90-minute video, I think something like 65 reels were made out of that one video. And otherwise, that would be kind of a waste. There'd be nothing done with that based on confidentiality. But because we can pull the different learnings and different kind of educational pieces from the client, there's so much content being made for social media. And then the last one, and for that saved the client lots of time in making reels. And she didn't need to think of new content because there was already content there created. Another thing that's really amazing is having your virtual assistant make your newsletters. I don't know how many times clients of mine have, and this is on the coaching side, clients of mine have said, I'm kind of behind on my newsletters or I'm not emailing my list. Well, what if your virtual assistant could take information that they heard you say in one of your trainings or create your newsletter based on your key messaging points and make sure that happened every single week and was being sent out to your audience. And then we can even take it a step further of, well, who's engaging with it? Who is opening it? Who is showing a desire for your content? And then start taking a list of those names and then creating a new set of emails for them to kind of warm them up even more and potentially to offer to them or set up a call with you, whatever works best. So in my business, I have two virtual assistants. I'll share a little bit about what they do for me. On the one side, one of my VAs, Christine, she takes care a lot of my emailing that I send out to all of my clients. So when I have a new program, she's the one that sets up all the reminder emails. She's also the one who actually sets up the programs online. So I just give her my videos. She edits them, puts an intro, outro, sticks them on my learning platform. She does the creation of a lot of my PDFs, my fillable PDFs, my ebook. She helps me publish books and does a lot of my tech stuff. She helps me in hiring my virtual assistants, which is amazing. She also helps in the payment side. So doing payroll for all of my virtual assistants. She helps with so many different pieces. And she also does my newsletters every week, as I told you about, email marketing is extremely important, and updates to my website, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, Carissa, on the other side, she does a lot of my social media strategy. And so she is taking she's the one who took this audio, this video, and created it into the podcast. So she does podcast publishing for me. as well as then creating all of my social media. So I created this program called Content Multiplication Magic. It was created for my clients so that they could learn how to make one piece of anchor content, a video, and from that video, then create all of their other content for the week, which is such a time saver. Because I used to create a different YouTube, podcast, blog, social posts all by myself. And so now, what we do instead is I record one video on Zoom. It is then repurposed or edited out by first Christine onto YouTube. Then the audio is pulled and then that is used onto the podcast by Carissa. Then she transcribes that. She makes it into the blog, which I read over and check after she's edited it. She then publishes that and she makes all of my social posts that promote the blog, the YouTube, and the podcast, as well as just other stuff that I'm putting out there. She also helps me in responding to comments on my posts if I haven't been able to get there. And if they're very specific, she flags them for me and sends it and makes sure that I reply. There's a lot of other things that Carissa does as well that are beyond that kind of that structure of content multiplication magic. And it's really exciting to see how they are taking on more and different tasks and new things. And they're starting to have more decision making, project management abilities that they're showing, which is absolutely amazing. So now for you, how do you figure out how to identify tasks to delegate? I'll give you a few tips, okay? I take my clients through these really amazing processes and activities in order to get super clear on not just which tasks to delegate, but which tasks are going to help you reach your goals, and then which full systems can we delegate so that it's even more passed off. And the cool thing is having how to pass it off in a way that your virtual assistant will actually document the process for you and create your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. So what's a quick thing that you can do? Well, you can, starting Monday or starting the day that you're listening to this, start just writing down all the tasks that you do every day. And that's going to start showing you where you actually spend your time. You can even track how much time you're working on it. And then you'll be able to know if you're going to pass it off or not. I do this consistently. I have a 6-step model for being able to delegate. I'm going to share that in another episode. But in it, I'm constantly pausing to look at what I'm doing in my business and what my goals are and what's taking my time. And then I delegate as I need. So that's the first thing you can do, is just write down everything that you're doing in a week and then see what are these time-consuming tasks that I can delegate. Another thing that you can do is, what's your wish list? What are the things you wish you could do in your business that you haven't done yet? For example, a podcast, a weekly blog, emailing your list, more consistent social media, reels. What's your wish list of things you wish you could do? As well as, where are you dropping the ball? What are the things you're not doing well, which is causing some trouble in your business? Write those things down, because those are probably things that either you can delegate to your virtual assistant, or you will do those things yourself when you delegate a lot of other tasks. So what are some things that you can only do, but what are some things that you could delegate? So there's a lot I can share with you. I'm constantly coming up with more things to delegate, more strategies that I use in my business as a coach, as a trainer, as a paid speaker, as someone who does speak and offer, as an author, podcaster, YouTuber. Keep the lists going, right? All these titles, all these things that I do as someone who runs a women's community and hosts live events. There's so much possibility here. I can't even, I could talk for days and days and days on this. But what I would love to gift you is my list of 229 tasks you can delegate to a virtual assistant. It is not an exhaustive list. This is a list that I actually only give my clients when they're in the program. But if you're curious, I just ask that you send me a message, send me an email, diane@dianerolston.com, with the subject line 229. So 229 tasks list, please. And let me know in it Maybe something you've learned from this or why you're wanting the list, and I'm happy to shoot that off to you. Otherwise, if you're on social media and that's easier, you can always DM me, same information, no subject line, because it's a direct message. Well, I hope that you will take some time today to identify at least 3 tasks that you could delegate. I promise you that once you start delegating, you're going to start having your eyes wide open. Blinders will come off, and you're going to see all the amazing things that you can delegate. So stay tuned for the next episode, or go and check out to see if there is another episode in this series. Some other things that I could be covering. One, I talked to you about this, my 6-step P process of delegating. I'm also going to talk about the 5 critical problems to avoid when delegating. Also, how do you find the right virtual assistant for your needs? I'm going to talk a little bit about the costs and how to retain a virtual assistant. How do you ensure your virtual assistant is trustworthy, reliable? Are they actually working? If you have other questions like how will I communicate and manage tasks with my virtual assistant, or something like how do you train and onboard a virtual assistant, or any other questions, please email me, Diane@DianeRolston.com. And if you're like, Diane, I need your help hiring a virtual assistant and working with one, please set up a time to chat with me and we'll see if this is a great fit for you. Until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.